Hey, fellow Earthlings, let's talk about one of the biggest ways we could get the planet going in a positive direction. Less cars, less car trips. It might be easier than you think because it turns out that millennials aren't the only ones who are falling out of love with the automobile. A recent survey finds that half of us don't like driving that much. Yeah, I like the beautiful places I can get to in a car. Death Valley with these two, that was pretty spectacular. But sitting in congested traffic, who likes that? Do you know who's telling us to get out of our cars? The EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. Yeah, I know climate change has been scrubbed from the EPA website. Oh, and that I'm supposed to stick to the positive stuff, but that was kind of unavoidable. The good, still functioning EPA says that if Americans opted not to use their cars for half of their short, those really silly under 1 mile drive 3 blocks to work out at the gym or to the neighbor's house rather than walk, if we opted not to use our cars for just half of those micro trips, we would save $900 million in fuel and car maintenance costs. Yeah, that money would stay right in our pockets, $900 million. And we would keep 2 million metric tons of carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. It's what I like to call a low-tech, high-impact solution. The other great thing about it is we'd be healthier because we'd be exercising and there would be less air pollution. They say that the savings in healthcare would be in the billions of dollars. That's high impact. So, less cars, easier said than done, or is it? We opted to be a single car family. Now, there are only 3 of us, so, it's pretty easy. And big disclaimer, my lovely husband, Jake, he travels quite a bit for work. So when he's home and we have the meetings to work out whose car needs take precedence, yeah, they can get a little bit intense. But you do some creative schedule juggling ahead of time, and then you have to sit down and you keep a friendly, flexible mindset and take some deep breaths. And we've been able to do it. We haven't had to have a team of therapists on call 24/7 to keep the wheels on our marriage. Hey, and it's not just one car. We've got bikes. There are buses right out there on the street. There's a train up the road. My first jump scooter ride home from the train, little hairy, but I made it. And those green bike lanes, they are multiplying like bunnies. Now, truthfully, I don't feel completely safe unless I've got the road mainly to myself. Hi! It's time to Copenhagenize. Yeah, that is actually a verb now because Denmark's capital city, Copenhagen, is all in on bikes. They even have these special raised multi-lane bikeways to give a proper safe buffer between the cars and the bikes. So 43% of commuter trips on bikes, and their emissions are more than 40% below 2005 levels. They even customize bikes and trikes so people who are physically challenged, everybody, they're all riding. Here in my city, Santa Monica, we have reduced our carbon emissions 20%. But to meet the Paris Climate Agreement, we have to go to 80% below 1990 levels by the year 2030. That's only 11 years away. We're going to have to reduce carbon emissions 4 times faster than we have been. How? Well, get ready to get your helmet on. We're Copenhagenizing. Santa Monica's climate action plan is exactly what the EPA says. Half of all local short trips have to happen via walking, on bikes, scooters, or skateboards. And then 1/4 of all our commuter trips have to be on mass transit. Yes, mass transit does have to get way better, but that is happening. There are planners sitting in rooms right now working out how the expo lines are going to be extended, how the connectivity and the bus routes are going to get better, how we're going to have high-density housing built around the mass transit routes. Cities are on the front lines when it comes to climate change because they're the ones who are contributing so much to emissions, and so they're the ones who have to really rise to meet the challenge, especially as more and more of us live in cities. There are city planners coming up with all these creative ways to lure and reward us for getting out of our cars. So the question is, do you want to be an early adopter and get out of your car and on a bike, or stick to the old ways? Because the sooner more of us get out of our cars, the sooner it's going to be nicer for more of us to get out of our cars and be on our bikes. And it's a win-win. it's healthier for everybody, and it takes our emissions down. It could be a win-win-win if we bike as much as the Danes. We'll take our emissions down even faster. A truly positive eco chain reaction. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button wherever it is so you can get my next installment of good eco news. Thank you.